What is going on, guys? Welcome to Greggles TV Daily, your source for daily tech news. Make sure you subscribe so you know what's going on in the world of tech. How is everyone doing? Hope you're having a fantastic day. We've got a great day of tech news for you, so let's dive right in. Our first story of the day has to do with the S23 Fan Edition, also known as S23 FE. This is a mid-tier, low-tier, high-tier phone that is going to be released fairly soon, probably in the next handful of months. But what processor is it going to come inside? Because you remember, this phone generally, if I'm not mistaken, it's like what, $699, $599, somewhere in that price range. But what processor will be inside? Because generally they put a really good processor inside. Well, it looks like the information that's coming out right now, at least rumor-wise, is that it will use a Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1, and it will help alleviate some of the cost of what the phone incurs. So you're going to get a slightly older processor, which still performs excellent, but you won't pay a top tier price. Now, that is the same processor that comes in the Z Fold 4, which again performs really, really well. So if you're thinking about if this is the generation of phones you usually get, the FEs, don't sleep on this, because it should have a plastic body. It'll probably have 6 gigs of RAM, might have 8, but might have 6 gigs of RAM. Storage might be 128, 256, somewhere in that range, but that's usually enough for almost everybody. So keep your eyes on this one. As more information comes out, I will let you know. Now, speaking of storage, what about the Galaxy Z Flip 5 and Fold 5? What kind of storage options will we see for those phones? Remember, these phones, the Flip 5 and the Fold 5, won't even be out until like August at the earliest, maybe September, and we're months away, but storage options are already starting to leak out. So on the Flip 5 side, you're gonna get the same storage options as you got before: 128, 256, and 512. There's a good chance that if you get the 128, it'll have UFS 3.1, which is slower read-write storage than the UFS 4.0 for the 256 and the 512. Now, what about on the Z Fold 5? So the Z Fold 5, again, 256, 512, and 1 terabyte variants of that phone, which to me is plenty enough. 256, especially if they put the 12 gigs of RAM, might be the one I get, unless they do that double up storage for free on the pre-order again, which there's probably a really good chance they end up doing that. So for me, I'd probably end up just grabbing the 512 at that point. And I know there's folks out there that love getting that 1 terabyte version of the phone so that they can store absolutely everything and carry it over phone to phone and never have to worry about offloading it to the cloud if they don't want to, which I love the cloud. I love backing my stuff up there just in case you lose your phone, you break your phone gets stolen. At least it's in the cloud to be able to grab your photos and videos and things like that. But really, I think that at the end of the day, that's a great option to have at least 1 terabyte on there, and the base storage being 256 on the Z Fold 5. Now, yesterday we were talking about the Galaxy Z Flip 5. We were talking about it having a bigger outside display. We were talking about how could that even be, because the camera's there, the microphones, the lights for the flash for the cameras are all there. How are they gonna absolutely do that, make it bigger? Are they gonna incrementally make it bigger or much larger? Well, Ice Universe has shown off a render of potentially what this will look like, and I love this. There's so many fun things they can do with this, and I say that because the screen, it takes over the whole back half side of the phone next to the cameras, and you have the cameras on the bottom. There's going to be people making some creative little wallpapers and things. Samsung will probably do it themselves, encapsulating the cameras on the side there, but then I don't know, they can do all kinds of stuff with those camera dots on the screen. It's funny the flash isn't there. Maybe they got rid of the flash, or it's just not in this render, but I love this. This is going to be amazing to be able to have a folding flip phone, I should say, with a huge outside display. It's gonna be another reason to upgrade to this phone, because at that point, you're giving the person, and maybe they'll give you even more functionality on there, you're giving the person, the consumer that buys that phone, maybe they're watching videos on the back there and they don't have to open it, or whatever they're gonna do back there. It's easier to see when you're doing a photo with those back cameras on that little screen, because it's gonna be a little bit bigger, or actually a lot bigger than it previously was, and just making people wanting to upgrade from the previous generations to this one. That is another huge reason. One thing that scares me about this, though, is that you're going to need a good case for sure, which hopefully you do. maybe even a screen glass protector of some sort. It's going to get scratched up. You might want to put a film protector for that. There's a couple of things that will be concerning about this as well. But what do you guys think about that? That'll be your question of the day. Do you love this potential design of the Galaxy Z Flip 5 enough to want to upgrade to that device? Let me know in the comments down below. I didn't get any questions today. I mean, I did, but I wasn't clear on like what the guy was asking, and I didn't want to just come on here and be like, blah, 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 blah. So I followed up with him on another question. So if you have a question, leave it in the comments down below. #question. We'll see you down the road. Peace.